Well, this is the first of many segments coming. We don't even have a name yet. We're just gonna get it started and come up with one later. What was the two names you thought of, brother? I forgot. What was it?
It was
Coalition.
you saying for like the actual like podcast type thing?
Yeah, that we doing right now. Hustler Coalition.
Okay, so I got a whole vision about like what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build like a educational empire, you know what I'm saying? And so we linked up and everything with the dispatching and everything, and I feel like we got the same mentality, we got the same thought process. So one of them for the actual podcast was eavesdropping knowledge, because people eavesdropping when they listen to another conversation, but then you're trying to drop knowledge to obviously educate and empower people. And then the other one was my thing, the bigger overall view is a Hustlers Coalition. So it's like people, man, the reality is, and I feel like in this world, you can have success and you can get to a certain point, but you're not gonna, if you have greater aspirations and greater dreams and everything, you're not gonna get there working just a 9 to 5. So you got to be a hustler, and it's always nice when you hustling with other people. So it's a coalition of hustlers. So Hustlers Coalition, that's where it came from. So that's the thought behind it.
Both of those are dope, man. I don't know. People who view this, y'all let us know which one y'all think is dope. I like the eavesdropping knowledge, because this is going to be a platform not just for trucking dispatching, but for knowledge on all sorts of things, such as what we're gonna try to do, real estate, anything that we pretty much can provide knowledge on. But for right now, trucking is our master.
Right. Transportation.
Yeah.
With a focus on dispatching, because so start from the top. Who are you?
Man,
introduce yourself to the people.
Should I give my real government? No, I'm joking. I'm CJ, dispatcher for H&C Express. Started, I was a project manager at first and slowly was missing too much time with the kids. So said I need to do something else. And as you know, pretty much I started dispatching. I was dispatching. Where I was dispatching? I was dispatching in Columbus, Georgia, man. I had it hard out there because I was not really hard because I was a project manager. So I was able to pretty much like a lead tech or manager, not actually project manager at the time, but pretty much I was a lead. So I still had time to pretty much to get away and not really do work. So
when you say Columbus, Georgia, basically what you're telling the people is you were on a project in Columbus, Georgia, correct?
Yeah, I was on a project.
Because you live in Atlanta, or like the outskirts of Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I live in Atlanta, Georgia. So pretty much I was out of town in a hotel. I will wake up at pretty much I'll wake up at 6 o'clock, dispatch, go work out, run a mile, come back to my hotel, and pretty much have to go to work at 2 o'clock, and we'll work 10 hours, go to sleep, and do the same thing over again. Yeah, and was missing time with the kids, man. Wasn't able to see my daughter play softball, wasn't able to see my son play baseball, and they started to suck. So I was like, man, I gotta do this. My son really.
That competitiveness, he was like, oh no, my kid's gonna be great.
But I told you I made a deal with my daughter. You know, made her my accountability partner. She didn't even know. Told her, like, hey, I'm quitting my job March 31st. If I don't quit my job, I owe you this, I owe you a Nintendo Switch, I owe you Nintendo, all this stuff, games, iPad, something that was gonna probably be like $2,000 or $3,000. And pretty much I quit my job last year.
You made it happen.
New Year's. Yeah, made it happen, man. I put a date on it. And I'll advise anybody. I got this from David Shands. Shout out to him at Social Proof Network. And I think he got this from Eric Thomas. It's like, put a date on something.
Yeah.
And pretty much work toward it. You know, if you're trying to lose weight or anything, put a date on it. If whatever you're trying to do, I would advise put a date on it and then work toward it. And then tell somebody and put something on it as well. Just don't say, okay, I'm gonna put a date on it. Call somebody up, because I took this advice from him. Call somebody up that you know that's going to pretty much hold you to it. Not somebody that's weak that you say, hey, I'm gonna owe you $2,000. And then it comes to the point, let's say your date is May 31st, and May 31st comes, then you can tell that person, I don't owe you no money. I would say, tell somebody that you know in your group that's gonna hold you to the fire, your mama, whoever. I chose my daughter. That's my heart. And then two kids, they're gonna always bring that crap up.
Yeah. So, especially when you promising video games and iPads and stuff like that. It's gonna be daddy, where my stuff at?
Bro, every day. Literally every day. She didn't even know it. It was like, I'm like, God dang, I gotta make it happen. You remember me telling you used to remind me, like, bro, you gotta I was looking at some of your text messages the other day, man. Like, you gotta keep that promise to your daughter. Cause I remember them days, man, it was scary, bro. I was doubting some of them days, man. I was like, man, can I do this crap? Like, even now I be thinking like that, but like back then, I didn't even think I can do it, bro.
So you quit the end of 21, correct?
Yeah.
And it is, what's today? April 3rd?
April 3rd.
So you done 90 full day, over 90 days already. How you feel now?
Still scared, but I'm making it happen. But I'm in a situation, I heard somebody, Les Brown, say, man, put yourself in a situation to sink or swim. And right now I'm in a situation where it's either sink or swim. And I'm not going back because I'm to the point, every morning I get up, man, I go get me some coffee at this little Starbucks machine, and I see the people leaving, going to work. No offense to my brother.
It's okay, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
I see them going to work, bro. It be raining. Sometimes it be cold. And I'm like, yo, I'm actually working from my house and I'm actually doing it. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'll be like, man, is it worth it? Should I go back? But I mean, that and the fact that my kids are seeing me do that, man, it's a big thing. And I don't want to get to be 80 years old and say, could I have done it?
Yep.
If I failed, okay, at least I know I tried it. But I don't want that if, man. I don't want that if factor.
I feel you 1,000%, man. 1,000%.
What about yourself, brother, man? How did you get started up in this game?
Okay, well, my name is James Claybrooks. So I got it's a long story, man. I come from a family where my father was he was an artist, but he was also an entrepreneur. So he started his own publishing company. He painted like black art, and he had a lot of success like in the 90s. Things have changed now, whatever. I just had a conversation with him a few days ago, so I'm trying to help him see if we can make this transition to like the digital age and everything. Like, I mean, obviously he's a little older now, so really trying to explain like NFTs and stuff to him and everything. So we're gonna see how that goes. But so I watched my parents, my mom, she's passed on, but I watched them work together. They had like a family business or whatever. And so bro, like since probably the age of like 6 or 7 years old, you have to excuse me, man. This dog about to go nuts because my wife and kids about to walk in the door. He about to start barking. So I apologize in advance. Hey, come here. Sit down, be quiet. So
yeah, smack him like Will Smith did Chris Rock.
Nah, man, I ain't gonna do my dog like that, man. This is my wife's baby. I got to be nice to him.
Peter be out there on the podcast.
So yeah, I watched my parents like probably since from the age of like 7, 8 years old. I never seen my dad have a job. Like he just, he took his God-given talent, his God-given ability, and just hustle and grind. I tell people all the time, man, if I had my dad's work ethic, I'd probably be a millionaire probably 4 or 5 times over by now, man. I've seen this man like just do crazy stuff, man, just because he was like, hey, I got to get it done. Like, ain't nobody going to do it but me. Like, it's on me. I got to take care of my family. So he set that example. So like right now, as for those watching, as Karis has like kind of intimated, I am still currently working a job, but that's because I got some things I got to take care of. As far
he really don't work, y'all. I'm just gonna put y'all on game, man.
Look. How many hours of work I actually do a week is no one's concern. As long as the work gets done, that's all that matters. they pay me for the end result. They don't pay me for how long it takes me to do. So, you know what I'm saying? If I could do an hour's worth of work in 5 to 10 minutes, then, you know, that means I'm good at what I do.
Work smart,
So,
not harder. Exactly.
Exactly. So, long story short, man, I've always dabbled in entrepreneurial type stuff, man. Like, as we do more episodes, I got all types of stories and everything that I could tell. But as far as dispatching, I gotta give a shout out to my brother, Kyle Mackey with Mackey Logistics. One time we had like a church fair, and he pretty much he's a truck driver, and he was telling me, go ahead, go. He was telling me about you know, just the trucking industry. Is him, some of our other friends, and there was like a little fair at the church, like inside the gym. They had brought like blow ups and everything, and bro, like without exaggeration, we stood around. It was probably like 7, 8 of us men just stood around in a circle and was just talking and like learning and giving each other game on just different things. I shared things, people shared with me, and we talked for probably about 2, 3 hours, just straight, just standing there. Like my feet was hurting after we was done. And he was in the truck. He started with hot shots, and then he graduated to a big rig. And he was telling me about, you know, just the different facets of the trucking industry. So then he was talking about dispatch. He was talking about this. He was talking about that. So then I saw an interview with kind of like our progenitor, I think for both of us, Alex, Good Energy, Burton. And I saw an interview. I'm trying to remember which podcast it was. It may have been the David Shan's podcast as well. I believe I saw that. And I was just like, it resonated with me because I had this previous conversation with my guy Kyle. And so I looked into what Alex was talking about, and I wasn't in a position to, like, you know, get out here and buy a big rig and start a whole trucking company, but the dispatch, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. And so, bro, I bought his dispatch training course, took it. The reality is my wife at the time, she's always kind of just like done her own thing. Like she has her degree, she graduated with social work, but she's always like taking care of our children and just did her own thing. Like she's always been hustling, always made money, but she's never had like punching a clock. She always just kind of did her own thing. And so the reality is I had kind of grabbed it for her because I was like, hey, this is something you could start off with, and then like I could jump in there with you, and then, you know what I'm saying, we can see where it goes from there. But then she had this other opportunity come up, and, you know, she turned into my sugar mama and making all this money. So it just kind of sat there. And then I kind of circled back like a few months later, and I was like I paid this money for this course, and we're not taking advantage of it. So I was like, let me jump in there. So jumped in it, got in the Facebook group, met you, and then just took it from there. So I'm not gonna keep talking, but that's pretty much how I got started. My company is WTP Logistics.
What the logistics? No, I'm joking.
That's P, like pizza, not F for other things. It's P. So, and that stands for We the People, which is kind of like a double entendre. So, man. So like some people say we the people, like, you know, America is beautiful, but we the people. So if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. And aside from that, man, it's just meeting good people. I got a shout out to my sis Erica in the group. Of course, my bro Karis right here on the call with me. Who else has been my sis Monica? There's a few other people. I'm sorry, please. I mean, we don't interact as much, but y'all are like the 3 people I talk to the most. And, you know, we just been building our businesses and bouncing ideas and sharing information. And of course, Karis, that's like my dispatching bro. So, you know, he's kept me sane during some crazy moments. He talked me off of a few cliffs. So I just want to say publicly, I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, you too, man. Oh my God. Oh, every day is something. Every 2 hours or something in trucking, man. Exactly. What's his name? Alex said every day, every hour, every 2 hours. Man, it's so crazy. I'm like, I have all my loads booked, all my drivers booked. And I'm like, man, everything cool. And as soon as I'm about to go walk, to go do something, oh man, what? I'm like, oh my
phone call,
God.
man.
You know what I'm
the load got canceled. Oh man, I blew a tire on the way to the pickup. The broker called you back, man. It's not gonna be ready till tomorrow. Like, just, it's always something, man. Always. You know that.
Oh man, definitely. I say whoever is getting into dispatching, this is not to scare you, but just know stuff is gonna happen. stuff is definitely going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not for the weak. But I say still at the same time, it's like stuff gonna happen at your job. You work at McDonald's, ice cream machine ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna cut you out.
You to drive through.
Yeah, something I don't know. Depending on where you're at in the neighborhood, somebody might rob the store. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Karen may come in. I don't know if you're in a different side of the neighborhood. Something's gonna happen. But it's better in my eyes if it's happening on your dime and at your company. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have stress anywhere I feel you go. But when it's your baby, it's a little bit better to take the stress. But I would say something that me and you was talking about, some of that stress we can kind of avoid, and which I want to lead into picking the right carriers as a dispatcher, man.
Most definitely. Wait. Okay, so before you do that, we could do that. But I want you, because again, we had these conversations and we already, like, we've been in the game, you know what I'm saying, for an extended period of time already. So for people who don't know, who aren't aware, can you explain what a dispatcher is and what they do?
Yeah, that's probably a good way to go. I would say a dispatcher is a glorified secretary.
I tell people that all the time, man. It's administrative assistant, which is literally a fancy way of saying a secretary. That's literally what it is. Man.
You really are just handling stuff for people. You're booking loads for them. You're filling out the rate cons, the contracts for people who don't know what a rate con is. It's pretty much the contract. You've seen one, you've seen them all. I heard that in the course. I was like, they're lying. You literally see one, you've seen them all. And you just handling problems. You're putting out fires.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say you're also a fireman or a woman because you're putting out fires, literally.
Yeah, man. Ooh, you putting out fires. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So, but it's easy. It's easy, which kind of like I'm trying to get away from what I was about to say, but it's easy if you have the right people to dispatch for. But
exactly.
Yeah, but dispatching, like I said, you're a glorified secretary, man, and you putting out fires. But I would also say this too is don't let the carrier feel that you are a secretary. You know, because if you go in like making it seem like or giving that vibe that you are, they'll treat you like that. Like, nah, we teammates. You Jordan, and I can be Pippen.
Right.
But at the same time,
but you're not winning 6 rings without me.
Nah, bro. I'm dropping 20. You know, you drop your 35, but you know what I'm saying? Heck, sometimes I might be Jordan, you be Pippen.
Exactly. Because I swoop in there and save the day. I hit that last second shot. And y'all mobbing me, you know what I'm saying? I know you MJ, but I still, you know, I hit it at the buzzer. So give me my credit.
Exactly. I'm not BJ Armstrong, bro. I'm not. For those who don't know basketball, it's somebody lower than Pippen. You know what I'm saying? He don't mention him often. But definitely, man. Please make sure that you kind of like you make it known that hey, we're teammates, because some people will really think that you work for them, and that ain't how it goes. We are teammates.
Yeah.
You know, I help you, you help me, or whatnot. So
yeah.
What do you feel dispatching is, man?
Everything like you said. I think Alex gives a good example if you see him, you know, on social media and everything. He says what air traffic controller is to airplanes and the airport. That's what dispatchers are to the freight and trucking market. The main thing is, so unless, like, I don't know about you, but the majority of my carriers are owner operators. And so what that means is they own the company, but they're also in their truck because they're operating the truck. So, you know what I'm saying? When you on the road, when you're driving 8, 9, 10 hours a day, you don't have time to be checking emails. You don't have time to be, like you said, filling out rate cons. And so there's this thing for people who don't know called carrier package. So basically what we do is we book a load with a broker. If your carrier has not worked with that broker before, there's like a process you have to go through to sign up with that specific broker. And some carrier packets are easier than others. Like some are literally like, I think I counted it one time. I think it was like 3, maybe 4 clicks, and you type your name and that's it. And you're done. You signed up. If they got registered with RMIS and all that other stuff, everything is like pretty much automated. I love those, obviously. Then there's others that, you know, you literally like, you know, I try and work on my phone as much as possible because I'm at work. But sometimes I got to pull out my laptop because I'm like, I'm not about to do all this on my phone. And then there's other times, literally, it doesn't happen often, where I had to pull out my iPad and get my pencil because I'm literally filling it out by hand because they sent me a PDF with that's not fillable or anything. It's like, print this out, you know, and write it out and then scan it and email it back. And that's crazy, like in 2022. But to me, the carrier packets are the broker carrier packets are like a big deal, especially when you're working with, I mean, I know we'll get into that, when you're working with newer carriers, because they're not signed up with a lot of these brokers. So if you got a really new carrier, almost every single broker you talk to, you're going to have to fill out that carrier packet because they've never worked with them before. You know what I'm saying? If their authority is 30 days old, like, just know for like the next 6 months, you're going to just be filling out carrier packets for pretty much every single load, unless you could, you know, find a little niche with TQL or somebody like that. You just constantly running TQL loads. But yeah, like everything you said, man, it's true. It's accurate. It's if you're gonna get in this dispatching game, and Karis is gonna get into this. He's gonna get into this. Make sure you select and you work with good carriers, because the easier it is and the better communication and just the better the vibe with that carrier, the easier it's going to be. You're going to have problems. You're going to have setbacks. And I know Karis.
So you got a story, brother.
He gets
you got a story you want to tell, brother. Sound like you got a story you want to tell.
You got your OG where it's like y'all on the same page and y'all be like, nah, this is not how it's going down. This is what we're going to do. Yeah. And then, you know, there's other carriers where it's like, I'm fighting with the broker. I'm fighting with you. Like, you know, you got to be on the same page. That's what I'm gonna say. It's like any good relationship. You got to be in sync.
Sound like you got a story you want to tell, man.
Nah, man. I'm blessed and highly favored, man.
Man, so I gotta forget that. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I just fired a dispatcher, man. Yeah, I fired them. They didn't fire me. I had a dispatcher, man. I'm sorry, carrier. See, they got me all miscombobulated. I don't even know what I had. It was a husband and wife. I'm not gonna say their name. Just
of course not. No, we are. The names have been changed to protect the innocent. Or the guilty, actually, in this case.
They ain't one and thing too. But no, I would say this: if you do sign on somebody first that's an owner operator, have a driver, make sure that they have stuff in place far as telling their drivers, because telling their drivers how to operate, make sure their drivers respect the owner operator. I would say go so far as make sure that the driver, in my opinion, the owner operator is not paying the driver a salary. And I'm not trying to hate on anybody, but I think paying the driver a percentage or by mile is better than paying them salary. Because when you pay somebody salary, they know they're gonna get paid regardless. And heck, I was like that when I was getting paid salary. It's like, I'm not gonna work that hard. You know, versus you paying a driver hourly or not, I'm sorry, percentage, they're going to want to hustle a little bit more. Excuse me, I'm sorry. They'll hustle just a little bit more. So problem I had with this couple is they wanted me to be the boss of their driver, but at the same time, they didn't want me to be the boss. Because then when I was trying to make decisions, they was like, no, we don't pay you to do that. We just want you to dispatch. But then when I was telling their drivers, when I didn't be the boss, they was like, well, why didn't you tell them? It's like, y'all got to make up your mind. They were always complaining. Their drivers didn't respect them. So it was always like an argument. The last straw was when we had a load for a driver, and this knucklehead had to be off on the weekend, which was cool. But the owner operator didn't communicate with them and saying like, hey, you're not having a weekend off. So it was a back and forth. Don't you know this guy deadheaded from Texas all the way to Augusta, Georgia?
A long trip, man.
That
no load?
No load.
Empty truck?
We had to cancel he was a power only, so we had to cancel the trailer that we had for him and the load for him. And that looks bad on the owner operator. Because if those people want to put like a freight guard on your name, they can. So, and then
all right, so back up. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be doing this because this is episode 1, and we gotta. There are some people who have no idea what you're talking about. So first of all, what's power only?
Power only means that you just have a tractor, you just have a truck, just the truck that you see, but it has no trailer on the back of it. So a lot of people come into this game and they spend a lot of money on their trucks, which is a lot of money, and insurance and everything. And they can't pretty much get a trailer because all their money is spent on, you know, the insurance and starting the business up. So they can't afford a trailer. So they just do power on. You can either do towaways, in my mind, don't pay a lot of money, or you can do dropping hooks. In my mind, also, it doesn't pay a lot of money. What I do my drivers is I get them loadout trailers. We find them loadout trailers for 7 to 10 days, and then we book dry van loads or reefer loads, depending on which one we find. And that's what I was doing for this driver. And he just deadheaded all the way to freaking Atlanta, man. And that was pretty much
from Texas.
From Texas, bro. I don't know if anybody ever drove to Texas from Atlanta, or from Texas to Atlanta is like 13 to 14 hours. Because I did that when I was in construction. And he lived in Augusta, so that's probably like 15 hours. And gas is like, this is when gas is high. So and they tried to blame they tried to blame it on me. I was like, that's all right. Send them the pretty much the I'll holler at your papers.
You sent them a strongly worded email.
Yeah, man. Her last conversation now.
But the reality of that situation is what? The reality is, number one, you are the boss. Like you said, we are in a somewhat subservient role because, you know, it's our job when they hire us or when they choose to work with us to support them. So we do have a somewhat subservient role, but the fact that you are the boss of H&C Express Logistics, you can say, you know what, this isn't working for me. And you can cut them loose. So that's the beautiful part. Like, I know there's plenty of people out there who, you know, you might be in a cubicle or in a corporate environment, or you might be in, you might be in a warehouse. You might work at Wendy's, and you got a manager or coworker that you can't stand to get on your nerves. Like, that's the beautiful thing about your situation is you can say, you know what, I don't want you in my life anymore. And I mean, like you take the temporary hit of that income stream may not be there, but you know what I'm saying, you have the ability. We know you the man. You go fishing and it's just like you reeling them in. You just like, I don't want that, throw it back. And you reeling another, I don't want that, throw it back till you get one that you like. So, you know, you'll be fine, man. You got that. That's no problem.
No, definitely. I would say this to add to what you say. All what Alex told us, all money is not good money. We heard that before, Alex. But it's literally all money is not good money. And they had 2 trucks, by the way. They had 2 trucks, and I let 2 trucks go because of the stress level. And that's in anything in life. If your job, relationship, anything, this is just not trucking. If you're not like happy or if it's causing you stress, get out of it. And it wasn't causing it. I got into this business to have financial freedom and also to be stress-free as well. Now, granted, we're all going to have stress at some times. So I'm not saying like they just a little bit of stress, but like I literally was waking up or thinking about, like, before I went to sleep, I was like, I got to dispatch these idiots. When I wake up, it's like, I got to do this. But it's like, and that's not good. You know, sometimes I'm going to have these problems. Like tomorrow, I got to dispatch 5 trucks. And I'm a little stressed about that, but that's regular. It's not like I had to dispatch 5 trucks and I got to deal with my carriers fussing at me. With them, I had to dispatch them and I had to deal with all the stress that they were bringing along. So all money is not good money. If that, vet these carriers well, just because they vetting you. Please believe it. When they calling you, they want to know your percentage. They want to know all the stuff. I need to know, okay, what do you do? How does your driver drive? You know, does he have his references? You know, what's your rate per mile? I mean, not rate per mile. What's that break even point? How much do you just want to be $3 a mile, or do you understand that sometimes you might have to take, you know, 280 per mile? So please vet your customers, because all money is not good money. I heard that in the course. It's crazy. All the stuff that we heard in the course,
it's coming true.
It's kind of like it's kind of like, I don't even want to say this, but like when your parents tell you some stuff And they
You
like,
be like, man,
oh,
you old. You don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, now it's like, oh man, I got these kids.
No, the crazy thing is when you say those same things to your children, you be like, wait, did I just say that? Like,
yep.
I remember that's 20 years ago. I remember my dad said that to me, and I'm literally saying it to my own kids. So,
bro, I remember my dad used to tell me, I used to go up down, come upstairs, come up front and look in the refrigerator, and he'll get mad at me. So why are you looking in the refrigerator? Now, like 30 minutes later, I do it again. My son does that, and I get so mad at him now. And I'm like, oh, boy, it's the same thing and the same chicken in there that it was 30 minutes ago.
Right.
But that's kind of like how it is in this course, man. We heard all money is not good money, and I'm going through it. Well, I was going through it at the time, and it wasn't good. 2 trucks. Because I was telling people, it was like, you gonna give up two trucks? You dang right, I'm gonna give up 2 trucks. And I am stress-free.
You can't put a dollar amount on peace of mind, man. And like you said, there's always gonna be stress because it's just, things happen. But it's like that's what I was going back to what I was saying about having a good relationship with your carriers. Like an experienced carrier who's been in the game, even if they maybe are new with their own authority, but if they've been driving for a while, they already know what time it is. Like they'd be like, hey man, I've been sitting on the dock for 3 hours. Like it is what it is. Like they already know what time it is. So okay, we're gonna try and get you some detention or something like that. So it's always nice when you have carriers who are experienced and who just, like I said, you're on the same vibe and everything. Like this is not an industry for people who you got to be patient and you got to understand that this game is about base hits. So I know your kids play baseball, so like every load and every day is not gonna be a home run. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be happy with some singles, you gotta be happy with some doubles. If you get a triple, cool. If you get a home run, that's great. And maybe once every month or two you hit a grand slam and it's just like you blow it out the water, but the reality is you're gonna strike out too. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hit a pop fly and you know what I'm saying? That's it. So you just gotta come up for the next pitch,
I like that analogy. Because that is so true. You got to be happy with base hits, RBIs, and stuff like that. You have to. I like that, man. But these carriers, man. And like, yeah, man. No offense to the carriers, we love y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
of course.
Some of y'all out there that just like we be god dang, just like the new ones. Like, what's up with y'all new carriers, man? It's like, woo. Boy.
All right, so we gotta. So let's check the time. We had I know we had a conversation previously. We had 32 minutes. So you what you want to do? You want to keep going?
You can do another 15. What you think?
Okay, or you want to I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I know you got a big day tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your guys rolling and everything.
Bro, I got my list right here, man, of the stuff. You can't really see it, but yeah, I got my list really right here. The people I gotta do from the important to the least important. No offense to my carriers who see this.
Prioritizing. No, it is what it is. Yeah. So let's dang, what was I about to say? It just slipped my mind that quick. I was gonna say you said
yeah, old brother, getting old, man. Telling your age over there.
And I got so many things going on at one time. So we was talking about, you said base hits and everything.
New carriers.
We talking about tomorrow, new carriers.
Brand new carriers.
New carriers, that's it. So, and I'm gonna let you be the bearer of bad news. So I want you to tell our audience out there how you feel about new carriers coming in the game and just the future outlook of a lot of these guys who jumped out here, got trucks and everything, and just may not be prepared for the current market and prices of freight, prices of fuel, and just navigating that. What are your thoughts on that?
I hope I'm wrong, but I think a lot of people are going to be bankrupt, man. A lot of people are going to be turning their trucks in, and if y'all are, sell it to Agency Express for the low. You know what I'm saying? You want to let it go for 10,000? We holler at your boy. Nah, I'm joking. No, I'm serious at the same time. But no, I really feel a lot of these people are jumping in. Just hearing these glorified stories, just hearing like, $3, $4 a mile, or you can make a lot of money in trucking, which is true if it's done the right way. Right. But a lot of guys are coming in the game, and no offense to anybody, and this is in any business, they're not having money saved up, or they're not having like credit that you can use if that truck breaks down or get into a tight situation, because it's going to happen.
Yep.
the thing called life is going to hit you in the mouth. So, and it's
something's gonna break on that truck, man. It's inevitable.
It's
a matter of time.
And I got a lot of stories of people that, like I said, they're not prepared for it. And it's almost sad. And then it's kind of stressful to me being a dispatcher, because I understand, because I don't want to count nobody's pocket, but at the same time, it's like you expect that person to kind of like, know what they're doing, because they expect me to know what I'm doing. So
right.
I just see that that's going to be a problem for a lot of people. Also, people being unrealistic about the race that's out here. A lot of people are building their business on $3 a mile and not knowing that that's just COVID prices. They're not doing the history of, what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
historically, rates are at an all-time high, and what goes up must come down. So it's almost like you hear people talk about a bubble in the stock market or a bubble in like the real estate market. There is a bubble in the freight market as far as rates, but there's also a bubble, and I'm saying bubble, it might not be a bubble, just depending on what the future looks like, but these fuel prices. So it's almost like you could make good money on the rates, but the fuel is killing too, man. Exactly. Fuel is crazy.
Exactly, man. And if you are building your business around $3 a mile, I'm sorry, man, you are in a world of hurt, because these rates are going down right now. They're really going down. So that's what I'm seeing right now for these new carriers. And I say this to new carriers: do your research and be realistic when you're out here. You know what I'm saying? Don't, just like if I'm about to go get into a relationship with a girl, I'm not going to expect her to have everything right. 800 credit score. She got dang can cook. She can clean. She got dang give me the sloppy topping. All that, everything is just perfect. You know what I'm saying? She look good when she go to bed. She wake up, her breath ain't. That's unrealistic.
That's what you call a unicorn. That's a mythical creature. She don't exist.
They don't exist. And the same thing with trucking. It's like everything is not going to be perfect. You're going to have to take some bad loads. I'm sorry. You're going to have to take a load. I had a situation with a driver that I had. He wanted everything to be $3 a mile. And I was like, brother, that's not realistic. He was in Atlanta, Georgia. And I was trying to get him out of Atlanta. I got him a load that was like $2.90 a mile, something like that. It was underweight as far as what he wanted. It was low deadhead, but he was going to a market where it was going to be $3 a mile. And I was trying to explain to him, brother, it's I don't know if it was $2.98 or I know it was $2.90. I can't remember. And he was like, nah, I can't do it. If it's not $3 a mile, I'm not moving. And I'm like, okay. So I went back and I found something that was $3 a mile, low weight, low deadhead, which he wanted, but it was low miles. And it was paying, I think, like $1,400 to $1,300, but it was a short distance. It was something like 300 miles. So that was good money, because 300 miles, it should be like, for 300 miles, $3 a mile would be $900. So it was paying like 14, 13. So it was great.
So that's like, over $4 a mile.
Yeah. He was like, nah, it has to be over 1,500, 1,600 for me to move my truck. So I'm like, all right. See, I already know I can't deal with you. That's
okay. So back up. I gotta stop you.
Huh?
So for people who don't know, explain what deadhead is, please.
Deadhead is pretty much what the miles you have to drive to go get pretty much the load. So if you live in Atlanta, Georgia, for my people that's in Atlanta, Georgia, and the load is in, let's say, Marietta, that might be 15 miles. So you have the deadhead miles would be 15 miles to get to Marietta. And a lot of drivers only want to drive no more than 150, but some like to keep I've been seeing here lately, under 100, which is cool with me. Because time is money. So, but yeah, pretty much, man, he didn't want it. So I just like, you're not for me, man. And we just, went our separate ways, which is cool. No, but he wasn't being realistic. You're not going to get $3 a mile on everything. If we average, my goal is to average you $3 a mile. If I get you the first load, $3.40. Let's say the next one is $2.70. Then the next one is $4.50. Then the next one might be $2.90. And then the next two might be like $2.10. You average $3 and maybe 20 cents a mile that week. So
Exactly.
you're doing good. Now, I will see if the first load is $2.90, the second load is $2.50, the third load is $3, and then all the other loads are like two something. Yeah, you need to check me. But
Right.
it's like, if I'm averaging you $3 a mile for the total mileage, you should be good. And a lot of people I think they just hearing $3 a mile and not really understanding. So those people you don't want to be your carrier, because they are going to stress you out. And you don't want to be stressed out in this crap, because it's going to affect everything else. Everything else. Your other drivers,
100%.
messing with your kids, anything. So trust me, that check, because like those two drivers that I let go, when I was getting that money at the end of the week, I was like, oh man, I think I can get things deal with this stress.
Like it might be worth it.
2 trucks. That money was coming in. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
I can deal with it.
But then because you're good at what you do, so you was racking them up. Those weeks was like good weeks, right?
Yeah, man. But it's just
hit them over the head.
But stress starts to affect other places in your life. Like if you're stressful at work, you're gonna come home and you're gonna be stressful with your kids or your wife. You might snap on your wife and say something out of line. You might snap on your kid and you might say something out. Who knows what that may affect him to do or may affect your wife to do. So, like I said, it's going to happen in life. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to be stressed out, but to be under stress every day, the body ain't made for that, man. It is not.
I agree.
So
I agree.
You gotta get out of that, man. Seriously, you gotta get out of that. I let them go. I would rather struggle than to be stressed out for a long period of time now.
I agree.
Like I take a little bit of stress just to get to a goal, then I'm out of it. But to be in stress for like a year, 2 or 3 years,
it's not worth it. It's not worth it, man. And especially, unfortunately, especially as Black men, like we already know, there's things that we got to deal with in life, and then, we have this disproportionately, heart disease and hypertension and everything else. Like stress is not something that we need to, add to our plate, especially if it can be avoided. Now, certain situations can't be avoided, stressful situations. If you got, sick kids, a sick spouse or significant other, or sick, parents or whatever, that's a stressful situation you got to deal with. But like you said, if you have the ability to send an email and get rid of that stress, then, that's something you probably want to consider.
I mean, stress is good at some points. They got the thing called fight or flight. Like if you in pretty much like if you had a bat at base and you got to hit a home run to that thing win the game, it's great right then. So you can hit it as hard as you want and run as fast as you can or whatnot.
Right.
But every day, your body it kills people.
Yeah.
So
it does. It does. So I'm not gonna go into details. I mean, me and you, we've had some conversations behind the scenes. The next episode, maybe I'll go a little deeper into it. So we're gonna see how this next week goes, because I might be, getting rid of a stressful situation myself. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Hey man, with Nino Brown say, man, cancel that.
Hey man, look, we're gonna change names to protect the innocent. We're gonna see how it goes, man. This week, so we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. Let's see where we at. We right at 43 minutes, man. So you got any last words,
man,
for our audience?
Dang it, I've seen so many people they do these last word things. I'm like, why they can't do it? Now I'm here. I can't even come up with something. Next week I'm gonna have something smooth. I'm gonna look up some old clip of Will Smith and goddamn, not smacking y'all, but I'm gonna look up something, say something smooth like love, peace, and soul, something I don't know. But
well, somebody
hang in there.
If there's a carrier out there who's looking for, a dispatch service, where can they reach you at?
You can reach me. God dang, hey man, you Oprah. No, you ain't Oprah, goddamn. I'm gonna say you the male version of Oprah, bro. You know how to run the show.
I'm just trying to keep it going, keep it smooth, man. This is look for everybody watching. This was Karis's idea. Like he is the true mastermind behind this. So I'm just playing Robin.
He's smooth with it, bro. He's
all.
Smooth with it. Now, but no, if somebody's trying to reach me, you can reach me. You can come to my page at what's that, Agency Express. My Facebook and my Instagram is the same. Or you can email me at cdorsey, that's CDORSEY, at hand, HANDC as in cat, express.com. You see it like right there, A to C Express. So yeah, man. Come holler at your boy, man, so I can get you $3 a mile.
Yeah. Karis, I give him credit. He does an excellent job on social media, man. I do have a Facebook page. I think the first time I touched it was the last time I touched it. I haven't done anything on it. I do have an Instagram page, but I haven't posted in so long. I need to update it with some more rate cons and things that's been going on in my business. But if you and this is not, so Karis is doing this thing full time, and like I said, or like we talked about earlier, I kind of still got my little corporate thing going on. So I'm not.
Where he sell drugs, y'all. This dude don't work, bro.
I'm not looking to expand or grow probably as aggressively as him. So I have no problem deferring to him. If you're a carrier out there, you want good solid. I mean, I know I'm good at what I do, but to be honest with you, he probably has more time because he doesn't have any other pulls except for his regular everyday life. This is what he does full time,
bro. Don't try to downplay me. I got more game from you. You remember I was the rookie. I got game from you. Well, don't try to downplay your skills.
I appreciate that. But what I'm saying is, I'm good at what I do. You know what I'm saying? But we both good.
I'm Jordan. Don't forget it.
We both good. The shot is wet. You know what I'm saying? I play fire D. I can rebound. You know what I'm saying? Whatever needs to be done, I could do it. Yeah. But as far as time and everything, you have more time, so you just have more bandwidth. And I am looking for more carriers. But the reality, I'm saying this, you might take it in some shade. The reality is, if you want to work with a dispatcher and just get going, you probably need to call the carriers, because I'm gonna be super duper selective, because I have a limited amount of time, and I'm like, hey, if we not vibing, if we not on that same page, hey, I don't have time for it. You know what I'm saying? So but my company, WTPlogistics.com. You can reach me. Email is james@WTPlogistics.com. That is a P, not an F. He trying to be funny.
Logistics in the building.
My wife said the same thing when she saw the logo. She was like, WTF? No, that is a P. P is in pizza, something that we all love. WTPlogistics.com.
Yeah.
The phone number to reach me, 256-809-0009. That's the business line. So if you want to shoot me a text or give me a call, it's probably best to text though, because you know what I'm saying, I'm not the best on the phone because I'm either talking to my carriers or talking to brokers or whatever. But I'll shoot you back a text quick. That's all I got, man. What we gonna do? We gonna do this every week?
Yeah, man. Let's do it every week, man.
I'm down with that.
Traction going.
Because things always change. Like the transportation and the trucking industry is so fluid, man. Like what we talking about today, like something might happen over in Russia and fuel prices drop, and then it'll be oh happy day. You know what I'm saying? Rates will still be hovering around $3 a mile, and fuel drop down $1 or $2, and everything will be great. And we can talk about that next week, even though I doubt it. So yeah, I think once a week is good, man. You got anything else?
Nah, that's it, man. Just to all my people that's trying to make it in this business, dispatcher or carrier, hang in there. It's not easy, but hang in there, Hang in there.
Yeah, we're gonna talk behind the scenes and talk about like the next topic, that comes up, next few topics and everything, because this was just obviously our first episode. This was very we tried to just keep it real surface and everything, but you can really dig down and get deep in this game. Excuse me. And then again, dispatching is just literally one part of it. You have the dispatchers, which is kind of like the intermediary between the actual trucking company, owner operator or fleet owner, and the brokers. And so, you could get into that too. From what I understand, I'm not super familiar with brokering, but you got to have like a bond and all this other stuff. So it's a little more upfront that you have to do as far as time and paperwork and money than dispatching. So to get in the game, dispatching probably has the lowest barrier to entry. But because obviously if you get a truck, you got to pay for the truck and pay for insurance and register with DOT and all that other stuff. But yeah, we're going to talk about it all, and we're not going to limit ourselves to dispatching. Like hopefully we continue to go and grow and everything. We're gonna talk about other things. I know Karis is gonna be working on some other things. I'm working on some other things. That's another reason why I'm being real selective right now, because dispatching for me is not the end goal. Dispatching it's been great.
Yeah.
It's paid for some nice trips and put some
Man,
money in my
always on the
pocket.
trip. I ain't went on the
Nah,
trip
man,
yet.
that's I gotta holler
Man,
at my beautiful
3 trips a week.
my beautiful bride,
Oh,
man. That's my sugar mama, man. She be taking care of me, man. That's all.
man, he pushing P out here, man. That's what the P stand for. Behind, yo. They went on 15 trips already this year.
Man,
Balling out there, man.
All right, so be honest. Have you received an invitation to any of those trips?
What? Nah, I haven't.
Bro.
Nah, man.
The last
man,
trip,
I'm gonna invite you on the trip next time, brother.
I told you about 2 trips. The last 2. In November, I said
told me in gloating.
No. See, I'm not gonna out you on here. When we get off,
go on another trip, player. What you got going on next week?
When we get off the line, I'm gonna blast you, because I'm gonna tell you what your problem is, why you don't want to go on no trip. You know why you don't want to go on no trip. In November, I told. I'm not gonna say it on. I respect the game.
With her. You blast me.
I'm saying because you don't know which young lady you want to take. That's the reason why.
Hey, ladies. By the way, if any ladies do want to, holler at your boy, you don't also have to holler at me about the dispatching. You can always holler at me. I'm single and available. No, I'm joking. No, I'm serious.
Oh man.
Anyway, man. It's been a good episode, brother. Definitely, man. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
That's what's up, man. All right, so we're gonna sign off, and hopefully, Lord willing, we'll see y'all next week, and keep this thing going. So you gave your social media, right? You gave your IG page and everything. So yeah, just follow us on social. Like my pages, I'm gonna start posting everything more. We'll post some clips from this and everything. But yeah, y'all be safe out there. You know what I'm saying? Hustle hard and be persistent and consistent. If you're persistent and you're consistent, then eventually you will achieve the success that you're looking for. So we're gonna end it with that. Y'all be safe.
All right.